Greetings. Today is November the 15th, 2017. I am preparing a short video that deals with disaster preparedness, touch on a few things like electromagnetic pulse, and a little bit more. It's a very short video, and the primary reason for this video is to invite you to look at a press conference tomorrow, November the 16th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Minister Farrakhan will be personally addressing the President Donald Trump. I'm tying this to disaster preparedness because there's some significance about what's going on in the emergency management community and the timeliness of Minister Farrakhan's address. The program that I represent is called CERT, and that stands for Community Emergency Response Team. It's a FEMA downline volunteer program, and it's basically based on 21 hours of training. There's disaster preparedness, there's fire safety, medical operations, life search and rescue, command organization, disaster psychology, terrorism. All of this is packed into a 21-hour course that basically allows persons to be not running around with their heads cut off, but to become disaster assets and extensions of first responders. What that means is, like, if something major happens, like a EMP or a major disaster, the CERT persons are able to triage persons in case of major injuries. And also theoretically, the CERT program allows us to be in touch with the emergency management agencies from the county level on up to the point where we know where things are coming from and what's being done. I have a specific emphasis on the CERT program because its origin ties back to 1985 when Minister Farrakhan received what's called a vision. It's more than a vision for those of us in the Nation of Islam, but he received his vision on September the 17th, 1985, and 2 days later, September the 19th, 1985, there was a great Mexican earthquake that took place, and people were trying to save each other, and people that were trying to save each other ended up being killed because they had no skills and abilities to do some of the things that they were trying to do. So the CERT program originated out of that. I'm not going to really spend a lot of time talking about an EMP device because that's not the purpose of it, but there was a sister on Facebook recently who talked about an EMP drill, and that did take place. I'm really upset about this guy, this radio show host in Cincinnati called Lincoln Ware, who, after I spoke to him about what's going on in some of the changes in this National Incident Management System that deals with disasters, as soon as I hung up, he started talking about the sister was telling a lie and it was a fake situation. Well, Lincoln, you a fake person. Let me not go there too much. But in any case, the sister was trying to warn people about an electromagnetic pulse incident or a drill. There was a drill, and it took place November the 4th through the 6th. And that drill, oddly enough, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. I'm going to invite you to come back and check us out on our Facebook, which is CERT, and the number 5. That's CE space CERT space the number 5. And we have a website, CECERT5.com, CECERT5, the number 5.com. So the drill that took place was actually the Department of Defense communicating with American ham-operated radio persons. That's really interesting, and I can't talk too much about that now, but again, I hope you touch base with our Facebook and our website, because that's interesting that the Department of Defense is communicating with civilians on a county level, and it's really a unique situation because these are normally white folks that are sitting at the county level emergency management agencies and the Red Cross, and these are usually white folks that know what's going on. And my particular thing is that the black community is about to be screwed with some of this stuff. Again, that press conference that the minister's going to give should lay a strong foundation. Moving on, and real quick, because I'm not trying to get ahead of the minister, but I'm trying to bring you up to date on some relevant events. where did my feed go? Okay, come on, my screen went black, so I'm right back here. Okay. There's a couple of things that I wanted to show and saying I'm through. I started this process of producing a CERT team in 2010. By 2013, I had my first team. And at that point in time, up until October of this year, there was something called the National Incident Management System that was more friendly toward preparedness in the communities. The National Incident Management System is it's a thick book, but it's really sets the principles of how disasters are handled throughout the United States, and that's since 9/11. With the event, the National Incident Management System is based on 4 principles: the principle of preparedness, the principle of communication and information management, the principle of resource management, and the principle of command management. In October of 2017, Donald Trump's administration removed the principle of preparedness. So it's not about getting people prepared for some of the things that are about to happen. Right now, that principle is gone, and it's right into communication and technology management, which means that's why it's significant that the Department of Defense, not FEMA, not the Department of Homeland Security, but the Department of Defense will be communicating with county level persons. So again, that's a very significant thing. And then on November the 2nd, I was called into the Hamilton County Emergency Management Agency and the Cincinnati Fire Department, which was our sponsor organization, which I took a lot to get to create a CERT program. I've gotten kicked out of meetings, and there was a particular white guy that really was hostile to me, and he's gone now. But again, that county level process was really hostile toward me as a black man trying to do some disaster preparedness for my community. So my point here is that the Cincinnati Fire Department removed their sponsorship of us as a CERT program. I'll go into that in the future because the significance is really I'm trying to understand it right now. So that's it for me at this point in time. I'd like to thank my team members for being involved. I'd like to thank Assistant Chief Anson Turley of the Cincinnati Fire Department for his involvement in helping us out. Of course, I'd like to thank Minister Farrakhan for getting us involved in disaster preparedness since Hurricane Katrina and trying to get our community so we never go through things like that. And what's happening now is going to be pretty much, well, it's going to be entirely worse than that, catastrophically worse than that. Go to our website, CECERT5.com. We got some videos on there, like, for example, Janet Napolitano, who's the former Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, saying that a cyber attack is imminent. In other words, the power grid is going to go down. And I'm not trying to come with a doomsday event. That's not my intentions. Just being prepared to go through what's about to happen is, what I'm trying to set people up to deal with. And of course, I'd like to thank Pastor Lynch and the congregation of New Prospect Baptist Church for giving us office space, equipment, and the tools that we need to get active in the community and to be where we are today. New Prospect Baptist Church has helped the CERT team to create a community council and a public housing organization. There's a lot that we've done that we wouldn't have been able to do without some of the resources from New Prospect Baptist Church and Pastor Lynch. Check out the press conference tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's Minister Farrakhan doing a press conference, which is a direct address to Donald Trump. Get back with us on our Facebook and our website. Follow us because, again, and one of the things I forgot to say, the bottom line right now is about having a kit, having a plan, and being prepared. And being informed, a kit, a plan, and being informed. And if you stay with us and communicate with us, like our Facebook page, blah blah blah, then you'll have an avenue to really be informed. Because I'm gonna tell it all. With that, I close this process and this little quick video. Peace out.